good? All right, good morning, everyone. Thank you for coming today. My name is Carmen Spelchin. I'm with the RCMP Communications Unit. I'll be the moderator for today's event. Joining us today is Mekayla Bali's family and close friends. They include Paula Bali, mother of Mekayla, Mary Barron, family friend, Eliora Bali, Mekayla's sister, Margaret Niebergo, Mekayla's grandmother, Joshua Bali, Mekayla's brother, Rhonda Bali, Mekayla's aunt, Daryl Barron, family friend. So just to give you an overview of today's event, Inspector Ebert will be providing a statement first this morning, and she'll be available for questions and answers. We also have on our telephone line Sergeant Constance Roussel to provide translation in French if need be. Following Inspector Ebert, Paula Bali, Mekayla's mother, along with family friend Mary Barron, will also provide a statement. There will be no questions and answers following their statement. Okay? Okay, Inspector Ebert.
Good morning. Next Tuesday, July the 12th, it will be 3 months since Mekayla Bali has been missing. I am here today to ask for the public's assistance. Mekayla was last seen at the STC bus depot in Yorkton at 1:45 p.m. on April the 12th, 2016. Since Mekayla was reported missing by her family on April the 12th, investigators have been working diligently to locate her. Investigators have now conducted more than 100 interviews with those who know Mekayla and those who may have seen or spoken with her in the days leading up to when she was last seen. A critical part of the work that the investigators have been conducting is tracking her movements and actions in the days and times leading up to before she was last seen. Investigators have developed a timeline of her whereabouts on the morning of April the 12th, 2016, with the exception of approximately 1 hour between 10:45 a.m. and 11:55 a.m. Additionally, investigators have been able to speak with individuals who were in contact with Mekayla before she was last seen. The unknown adult male who may have been with Mekayla at the STC bus depot on 1st Avenue North in Yorkton has not been located to date. The unknown male has a distinct tattoo below his left elbow of a cross with flames around it. He is between 40 and 50 years of age, 5'10" to 6'2" in height, with a stocky medium build and dark hair. He was wearing a navy vest jacket with an elastic waistband in the back, and has a scar or a scratch below his left eye, which is apparently red in color. This individual is not a suspect. Investigators simply wish to contact him and speak with him about Mekayla. While Mekayla was last seen at the STC bus depot in Yorkton, investigators have spoken with employees that work in the bus depot on April the 12th and determined that Mekayla did not board a boat on bus on April the 12th. All reported sightings of Mekayla have been thoroughly investigated, and to date, she has not been located. There is no evidence Mekayla has a passport, and investigators have no reason to believe that she has left Canada. However, as is standard practice, we have notified our law enforcement partners at border crossings that we are looking for Mekayla. At this point in the investigation, there is no indication of foul play. However, we must locate Mekayla and speak with her to confirm her well-being and her safety. Mekayla's family is very concerned for her well-being and, like us, want to ensure that she is safe. We'll continue to search for Mekayla until she's located and until we can confirm that she is indeed safe. The question we are asking the public is, where were you on April the 12th? Take a moment, think back. Were you in the Yorkton areas where Mekayla was last seen, particularly between 10:45 a.m. and 11:55 a.m.? If you have information to share or you know where Mekayla is, please contact Crime Stoppers immediately. Any detail, big or small, is very important and could help us locate Mekayla. I will now take questions.
forgive me, I know we're asking questions that may be difficult for the family to hear, so I apologise in advance, but why are you certain that she hasn't come to harm, that this may be something as simple as a teen that has run away and isn't contacting her family? What leads you to that conclusion at this point?
To date, all of the evidence and all of the information that has been collected does not indicate that Mekayla has come to harm. However, we are asked, there is an hour in that timeline, 10:45 to 11:55 a.m., that we cannot track Mekayla for. And we have not been able to confirm where Mekayla is to date. And on Tuesday, July the 12th, it will be 3 months, which is very concerning to us. And that is why we're asking the public's assistance to report anything that they know. We are asking, if you think that we already know the information, please report it to us anyways. Any small bit of information can assist with us establishing her timeline or what Mekayla was doing on that last day that she was seen, and hopefully advance and learn where she's been for the last nearly 3 months.
Has there been any use of social media, banking cards, or anything else connected to Mekayla since April the 12th?
April the 12th is the last day that we can confirm any detail about Mekayla.
But there's been rumors that she may be in Regina or Saskatoon.
Yes, that's correct. There has been rumors about her whereabouts. We've followed up with every single one of those leads. To date, we have not been able to confirm that any of those sightings were Mekayla, and therefore we can't take her timeline past the 12th. We received a new tip yesterday that dated back to her actions on April the 12th, and we're following up on that. And that leads us to again implore the public that if you know something and you think we know the details, please report it to us. It's important that all details are reported to us immediately. For example, in those sightings in both Regina and Saskatoon, the quicker you can contact the police and report it, the quicker we can follow up and determine if it is Mekayla, and we can go from there.
How difficult is it when it's a teenager involved? I mean, you're calling on the public, which includes the public her age and her friends, but how difficult is it for investigators when teens do protect each other and teens don't always come with the information? Is there a message to her friends or people her age that may have known her?
Yeah, absolutely. We've interviewed several of Mekayla's friends. However, if there is any information that you know that you have not shared with the police, please share it with us. If you know of anything that was happening in Mekayla's life in the days prior to this that may have led to her disappearance, that is incredibly important for the investigators to know. Our sole purpose is locating Mekayla and ensuring that she is safe, and we need to have contact with her to ensure that she is safe and so that her family knows that Mekayla is safe.
At what point in an investigation does it become of grave concern that things are not looking good?
At this point, it's been nearly 3 months, and for Mekayla to have been missing since April the 12th and for us to know nothing about where she's been for the past months is very concerning to us. And that is why we are asking the public, please help us fill in the gaps. Any details that you know, any possible sightings of Mekayla, please let us know those details, because it is very concerning to us as investigators and to Mekayla's family that on Tuesday it will be 3 months and we have no idea where she is.
Could I just, in piecing together the timeline,
Sure.
what could you tell about how that was done? Like, what percentage of it was? How interviews obviously were a big part. What else has been done to piece together this timeline of events before she disappeared?
Sure, I can't give you exact percentages, but the timeline is based on information that we have collected from over 100 interviews. There's been 38 tips that have been called into the RCMP, each of them that has been followed up. And speaking, one interview usually leads to another. We've done the typical investigation that we do in any missing persons investigation and try to track, as this gentleman indicated before, try to track banking records, anything that we can that leaves a footprint. As we know in this day and age, every individual leaves a footprint somewhere, and that's why it is concerning that Mekayla, that her footprint ends on April the 12th. And so we need to fill in those gaps. If anybody knows where she is, or if she can hear me making this announcement, we need to know that she's safe.
On the work that has been included, the various RCMP units, and I ask from the public's point of view that often see CSI and Law and Order and think it all happens overnight. But when you say, I mean, what's been done in the 3 months, along with piecing together her timeline and her whereabouts? When you say dog services has been used, have they been physically out searching for her in fields in case it was something as simple as she's fallen over and was hurt and no one knew she was there, or something like that? When dogs are used, what does that mean?
So various specialized services have been used to follow up on a variety of tips. As you indicated, if there has been a sighting of her in a certain area or a report, we do use dogs as well as our forensics to try to track that evidence and locate if there is further evidence. However, to date, we've been unable to establish a timeline past April the 12th, although multiple tips that have come in have been more recent sightings of Mekayla. Those we haven't been able to confirm that they were Mekayla or receive any evidence that leads us to believe that they were her. And so we need to confirm those details, and that's how we use specialized services to try to track pieces of information.
Why are you certain the gentleman that you'd like the public's help in identifying isn't a suspect? What leads you to that, if you can speak to that?
Yeah, the gentleman was seen in the bus depot at the same time as Mekayla by an individual who reported this tip to us. He was seen leaving the bus depot at the same time as Mekayla. And so we are seeking to speak with him and determine if he knows anything about Mekayla, if they had a conversation, if he knows anything from some of the other pieces of evidence that we have is that Mekayla had spoke to other individuals that day. However, this gentleman we've been unable to track, and we want to close all the gaps in her timeline and determine if there is something that he knows that could help us fill those gaps.
So you don't even know if he got on a bus?
I don't have that information.
Right, I just mean STC couldn't say whether he got on a bus. So
I don't
they can
have.
tell she didn't.
She didn't get on the bus, and that information I don't have before me right now, and so I won't confirm anything that I don't know 100%.
In missing persons investigations, obviously the RCMP has solved a number of them. How important does it in terms of just doing interviews and talking to people? Is that in solving it? Like, is there other? I guess I want to ask. How do you solve these things?
Sure, it's crucial that in any missing person investigation that we speak to people and have contact with individuals who know any small detail about the person who has been missing. This year, there's been 1,215 cases of reported missing people in RCMP jurisdiction to date. In Saskatchewan, 5 of them remain. The fact that Mekayla's been missing for nearly 3 months is incredibly unusual. The fact that we haven't been able to piece her timeline past April the 12th, that's also very concerning to us. And so that's why we're doing all the normal steps that we would do in relation to a missing person investigation, reaching out to other agencies. Regina Police Service, due to sightings, possible sightings of her in Regina, have been very helpful. But it's those people, it's those friends that you indicated before. It's individuals she may have, just had a brief conversation with that could fill in those gaps for us.
How important is that hour to know about if the information then shows that she was still in Yorkton, she went back to school, she left, she ate something possibly, then she was at the bus depot. So why is that hour so incredibly important if she was spotted afterwards?
Because we don't know what she was doing or who she may have been in contact with. During her timeline, she returned to Tim Hortons twice. And so it's important that we can fill in the entire thing and know who she had contact with that day. And those individuals may have information as to why that day, why April the 12th was it that Mekayla went missing and disappeared.
Sorry, one thing. Do you know the weather on that day? Has people indicated? I know we didn't have a terrible winter, but was it rainy? Was it snow? Has that formed part of the investigation?
Investigators would know that information. However, that's not information I have for you today. Great. If there's no more questions for myself, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Inspector Ebert. Mekayla's mother, Paula, will now provide her statement. She'll be accompanied by Mary Barron, family friend. Again, I'm going to remind you that there's no questions or answers following this statement.
I'd like to thank everyone for their interest today as well. We are incredibly distraught that we have not heard from Mekayla since she was dropped off for school the morning of April the 12th. It is entirely out of character for her not to be in contact with her family. Sadly, this week was Mekayla's 17th birthday. Mekayla, 17 years ago, my first whispered words to you were, "It's Mommy and you against the world. I will always love and protect you." That vow has not changed over time. I will always keep that vow to you. I pray for you to have peace, love, and hope. Until that time, when I will again hear your voice, feel your hugs, and touch your beautiful face. My heart overflows with love for you and pride for the beauty you bring into the world from inside and out. Mekayla, your snuggles and stories are missed by your brother and sister. It is with such sadness they ask, "Mommy, could you take that day away and just bring Mekayla home?" Your loveliness is missed every moment. You're a beautiful, unique, and delicate flower whom I'm afraid is being trampled in a world of the uncaring, who don't know the value and the treasure that you truly are. And I am scared for you. That feeling of not knowing if you are all right is beyond heartbreaking. It is unspeakable pain and worry. I made a vow to protect and love you. I feel that I have failed you my most important role of life as a mother because I can't protect you right now. Please be safe, my love. You will always be my treasure. Lost you are now, but when we find you, we will all rejoice together. Love does not change in time and space, and that there is an abundance for you. Our hearts have the hugest hole imaginable from your absence, but know wherever you are that you are truly and deeply loved beyond what you can understand, no matter what. Mekayla, if you are seeing this, we just want to know you are safe. We want you to know that you are not in trouble, we are just worried about you. We love you to the moon and back, and that will never change. Please, please contact us as soon as possible. If someone is with Mekayla, please encourage her to call home and tell her family that she is safe. Our family has been working with the RCMP and other agencies to locate Mekayla. We are begging the public to share any piece of information, no matter how small, as it may be a critical piece to help bring Mekayla home. If you are with Mekayla, have seen her, or know anything that could help us find her, please contact the Yorkton RCMP, missingkids.ca, Missing Children Society of Canada, Child Find Saskatchewan, or Saskatchewan Crime Stoppers. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you all very much for coming. This concludes the event.